Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 21 of chapter 16. Trividham narakasyedam
Trividham narakasyedham
dvaram nashanam
dvaram nashanam atmanaha
kamah krodhastata lobhah
kamah krodhas tatha lobah
tasmadetattrayam tyajet.
tasmadetattrayam tyajet.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Trividham,
Trividham,
of three kinds.
of three kinds.
Narakasya,
Narakasya,
of hell.
of hell.
Idam,
Idham,
this.
this.
Dvaram,
Dvaram,
gate.
gate.
Nashanam,
Nashanam,
destructive.
destructive.
Atmanaha,
Atmanaha,
of the self.
of the self.
Kamaha,
Kamaha,
lust.
lust.
Krodhaha,
Krodhaha,
anger.
anger.
Tatha,
Tatha,
as well as. Lobhaha,
lobha,
greed.
greed.
Tasmat,
Tasmat,
therefore.
therefore.
Etat,
Etat,
these.
these.
Trayam,
Trayam,
three.
three.
Tyajet,
Tyajed,
one must give up.
one must give up.
Translation: there are three gates leading to this hell:
There are three gates leading to this hell:
lust, anger, and greed.
lust, anger, and greed.
Every sane man
Every sane man
should give these up,
should give this up,
for they lead to the degradation of the soul.
or they lead to the degradation of the soul.
Prabhupada writes a very short purport to this shloka, the consequences. The beginning of demoniac life is described herein. One tries to satisfy his lust, and when he cannot, anger and greed arise. A sane man who does not want to glide down to the species of demoniac life must try to give up these three enemies, which can kill the self to such an extent that there will be no possibility of liberation from these material entanglement. So, the root cause is lust. Lust, when it is satisfied, leads to more greed. Lust, when it is not satisfied, it leads to anger, disappointment, and even more vengeance to try and achieve what you want to do. So anger is actually a topic that we can look at today. His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says that anger is something that we should be very careful about. A great power like a nuclear power can be used for deterrence and defense, but it can also be used to cause catastrophic destruction, which means anger also, it's a significant power that you have, but you should use it very wisely and very sparingly. That's why whenever any such power is to be used, two things need to be considered. Not just the good that good people can do with it, but also the harm that bad people can do with it. We too need to consider both these aspects whenever we use the formidable power of anger to get things done. For example, parents may sometimes use anger to jolt their irresponsible children out of apathy or complacency. Though such use of anger may do some good, what harm might it lead to? Over time, those parents may start using anger more frequently, not out of necessity, but out of expediency. Means they don't have any other way of getting their message across to the child, so their default is anger. Just to avoid the effort of educating and inspiring their children to do the right thing. Worse still, their children may infer that anger is the standard way to get things done, thereby never developing their capacity to persuade and negotiate. Worst of all, if virtuous people, while in power, normalize the use of anger, what will happen when less virtuous people or downright vicious people gain power? So, especially when you are in a position of authority, okay, if you're a virtuous person, yes, anger may be used sparingly and when it is absolutely necessary. But if the wrong person is in a leadership role, then they can really use anger to dominate others. They will routinely use anger to terrorize and tyrannize people for furthering their nefarious agendas. Such abuse can make life hellish for all their subordinates. Given that the misuse of anger has such a high probability and such grave consequences, it's best to reserve the use of anger to emergency situations only. No wonder the Bhagavad Gita urges us to stay away from anger. If we normalize the use of anger for getting things done, we pave the way for the misuse of anger by us and others too. So, we have to use anger very sparingly. But the root cause of all our problems, as the Lord says in chapter 3, is lust. It's lust only, Arjuna, that causes a person to make inappropriate decisions and incorrect actions. So Krishna is saying every sane man should give these three things up, which is lust, anger, and greed. Why? Because they lead to the degradation of the consciousness. And if consciousness degrades, then you're not making the right decisions. So hence the Lord says, these are the three gates leading to hell. Hell here meaning leading to degradation of consciousness.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.